everyone, this is Carstensen. I'm a realtor in Memphis. I sell about 100 houses a year, so follow along with me for a day in the life of what I do every day to get to 100. It is 9:49. I am on the way to my office. It is Wednesday, and Wednesday is team meeting day, and I'm so excited about today because, I'm excited about every day, but I'm excited because we're going to talk about end-of-year behavior and end-of-year activities. And so my plan is to talk to the agents about, what the cadence is for their activities, how are they feeling. Turkey Day is about a week away. And so what does that mean for a lot of realtors? Well, it can mean that you decide to check the freak out for the rest of the year. And so then you're like struggling in March when everything starts to thaw out, like, where's my business? So my challenge to you is I'll kind of give you the same encouraging talk that I plan on giving my team. My advice is this. Take an internal inventory of your energy, your effort, your beliefs around the fall and winter, your beliefs around the sellability, the sellableness of the listings. Like, what do you think? And how is that energy translating to clients that you're talking to, or potential new clients, or sphere? And what I mean by that is, let's say in my conversations today, someone says, we're going to take it off and we're going to reset after the first of the year. I always say that, well, I'm so happy to learn that you're coming back on the market. Let me ask you this. What about January is more attractive to you than around the holidays? I just don't want my family to be disrupted. I don't want the interruption during the holidays. I go, well, listen, I can really appreciate that, but let me ask you this. Is the holiday a beautiful time of celebration for you? Like, do you have your house fully decorated and it's always smelling good with cookies and baked goods? And sometimes they say yes. And sometimes they say no. It's a hell of a time. You don't really push those people, but sometimes people are like, yeah, my spouse, decorates the stew out of the house. Yeah, there's just crap everywhere and it's just too much. I say, well, I can understand that, but would you be surprised to learn that in the fourth quarter of the year, most people that are looking to buy a home in your price range are going to do it right now? They're planning their trips around their vacation time to come visit the new city that they're going to be in Q1. But they have to make their decision now in Q4 because the closing date has to be Q1. Would that surprise you to learn that? Could I send you some statistics on that being the case? Now, there's an asterisk, or however you say that word, because some price points, it's not applicable. So for a Memphis's market, there's a certain price point. Above this price point, typically you're going to see the Q4 movement, and it's going to be your luxury listings, the people that are corporate execs, the people that are transferring and moving around things. So that's what we found. And so my message is, when you're having conversations about fall and winter listings, yes, traditionally January and February are actually deader in our market than November and December. I say that. I know my stuff. So take what I'm saying, use it in your own market, see if it works. It should, because it's true. So I have receipts for everything I'm saying. It's not just a salesman tactic to get a listing. I say, if you're going to go back on the market in December. Don't go on the... I actually tell people, if you're not going to go on the market like in December, wait until March. I say that because January, everyone's like shell-shocked from Christmas or holiday, whatever it is that they celebrate. And everyone's like, oh God, the tax man. I joke and I say, listen, tax man and Santa will wipe your butt out. So then you're like hustle. It's just a kind of a sticker shock or a shell shock or whatever. So anyway, that is what we said. That's what I say to clients. I also say the same thing about folks that are like, well, I really want to buy, but I need to wait till after the year. Listen, I think that's fantastic that you're ready to buy. Let me ask you this. Do you have a separate savings account for your holiday budget than your down payment budget? I would much rather you get a house for Christmas than get Aunt Betty the $100 cologne that she just had to have because you're the kind of family that buys everybody a gift. I mean, I'm kind of cheeky, but it's not always going to land, right? It just depends. Like, some people are like, no, I'm like, I have to do it here based on my lease or whatever. But speaking of leases, did you know that if someone's lease is expiring, they tell you that sometimes in the lease, there's two scenarios. In fact, I'll talk about leases in another video because it's a whole thing. But anyway, that's my morning commute chat for this morning, and I'll check back in with you later.